What's up, folks?
There's 4.
It's another episode of 4 Dudes in Wrestling.
We did it. All 4 of us. It's been a while.
All 4 of us.
Mission accomplished.
I wanted to bring this up real quick before we really get into the meat and potatoes of this podcast. So I've been watching or paying attention to a certain Discord or whatever you want to say on Twitter of people who are AEW stans, and they're upset because people are wanting hype videos, vignettes, or new video, something to introduce people to new people coming into AEW that some people may have never been introduced to before, and they've almost always been, you can just use Google and they don't need to do a vignette, and they just sold out Forbidden Door without any promotion, without any build-up, and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, you guys can easily just like not be dicks and then point people in like, oh, here's a video of this dude, check that out. Or and I'm just like, y'all are going out of y'all way, wasting your limited time on this planet to complain about people who are just wanting a little bit of introduction to somebody. And seeing these type of comments on Twitter, if I was new to wrestling, seeing stuff like that, I would leave, I would just walk away from wrestling. Like, I'm trying to get into something new, and then you're just like, just Google it. No, I don't know there's probably thousands of different things to choose from. Point me to some of your favorite matches or something.
These are the same fans that expect me to watch Rampage, Elevation, Being the Elite. Like, fuck that.
Like, I watch all the shows, but I don't expect all of y'all to watch all the shows all the time.
And now they got
like, I'll just bring them up and like, this is what I saw. Like,
isn't this why Al Gore invented the internet? Was for just for talking shit, right? I mean, I want to say it's a wrestling thing, but in all the other groups, whatever it may be about sports or collectibles or whatever,
it's them too. It's just like, just eat. And then I said, you ain't got to be a dick about it. Get it ready. People in the back, get it ready. I'm dropping.
Shit, my bad.
Yeah, get it ready. Because I said you ain't got to be a dick about it. Warrior Wrestling has some stuff you can check out for the new for Vikingo, and then they even made a hype video to get ready for Sunday, and then they liked the post because I'm like, you could just easily do something like that. It's not that hard. You don't got to be a dick about it and turn people away. The casuals can become fans. That's how it starts. You start as a casual, and then you become a fan. Don't turn people away from it.
Just put together a random best of video of so-and-so wrestler set to Drowning Pools.
Put a YouTube link or something.
2000s. Problem solved.
It's not like, you're right. Anybody can use Google, but you could also just not be a dick about it and be like, oh, here's one of my favorite matches from him. Here's it so you can check him out so you know what to expect going into. Now, I don't think they always need to have a story for these new people coming in, but just like they did tonight, where they had that little itty bitty video of, the rivalry between Vikingo and Kenny Omega, something like that is all you need. But the fans are just, shut up. You ruining this. Shut up. I don't care. Shut up. Just let people, if people are paying for something, let them enjoy it how they want to enjoy it. You ain't got to shit on everybody.
For the record, I 100% agree with you, but I just don't know.
It's never going to happen.
Yeah,
it's never going to happen.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, you ain't got to. What is this thing? I'm easily distracted by stuff.
You know what might happen though? The bloodline might break up too. Man, that'd be fan-fucking-tastic.
So what is that? Is that Monday Night Raw?
I mean, that's everything at this point. It's WrestleMania. You got a WrestleMania one?
I don't. Not yet. That's next week. But I do have this.
WrestleMania and NXT, whatever their shows.
Oh,
Yeah.
wasn't ready.
Mix.
But I do have one of those for all the shows now. But Monday Night Raw this
By the
week,
end of the episode.
Monday Night Raw was pretty good.
That Raw was high end as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, if I pulled like 2-3 moments of the week, all of them would be from Monday Night Raw. I would say that was a fantastic show. I mean the Rhea that out of nowhere Rhea Ripley in a pair of jeans and a sports bra match against Bailey, like that was
Chucks,
that was highly entertaining. Just to step out of the IST if I could. I think one of the neatest things that happened on Monday Night Raw is Dominic followed in his father's footsteps and got lawn darted. It just so happened that his was into the turnbuckle instead of the side of the sound truck. But what's his name?
Eddie never had that happen to him.
Corey Graves.
He also pinned Johnny Gargano clean. So did he pin AJ clean too?
I thought so. I mean,
like
back then, like 2 months ago, I think he was still getting that help from the homeboys to get his wins from the. I was about to call him the New Day, but Judgment Day.
I mean, in this one, he kind of did it on his own.
Yeah, he didn't look bad.
So,
Mike Work's coming. I mean, it seems inevitable, right? They got to do the Ray. Dominic,
yeah, we
right?
we know that match is going to happen. Like, it's probably going to get confirmed on SmackDown or what's the name? Raw next week. But yeah, speaking of Rhea, I'm not excited for her match at WrestleMania.
Why?
Not in the slightest. It just doesn't seem like the buildup is that interesting. They're not really selling the match for me. Like, it's a rematch.
I mean, not
3 years ago.
From a long time ago. They were two totally different motherfuckers at that point in time. Not to switch.
No,
on you,
there's only one. Only one is different. Let's get her. Only one is the other one just has no music. It's still the same Charlotte. She's just nice.
She's not some Charlotte at all. She's at least 3 surgeries since then. She ain't even close to the same.
Well, I mean, character-wise, Rhea is a whole different person.
You're talking about a WrestleMania match.
Yeah,
36. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you remember the next year she also took the Raw women's title from her too? So I don't know if y'all remember that, but
no, that's how forgettable it was. I'm not saying that Rhea or Charlotte is free. It's just that feud. It's just I don't really care.
Friday night, that was a nice little around the ring scrum.
Like
a chick means business when the heels come off type shit.
Yeah, it's going to be a good match, but it's not a main event match in my opinion.
I don't think it'll be one of the main event matches. Do you? I'm gonna hope the Bloodline should be closing down both nights, or
they should, but they're saying due to politics that it might be.
What Bloodline match is gonna main event night one?
The Usos versus KO and Sammy. I'm hoping.
See, he led you right into that. He led you right into that one. I saw the look on his face too. I was like, I know what he's doing.
He's getting it all ready.
I had to.
I am very big on this whole Otis thing with Maximum Male Models because I'm like, I knew like it took him a while to get into the stride of that gimmick, but I really do like this gimmick, especially after that like 9-minute short film that they had. Where I don't know if you guys watched it, but they released it like earlier in March, I believe.
Okay.
Where it was just like a little short video of Eminem, Eminem, or MMM, I should say, not Eminem, but MMM, Max Male Models, and they were supposed to go to a karate contest, but it was like a carrot contest or something, and he read it wrong, so they were like training for all of this with Shayna Baszler. It was hilarious. It was just like a little short film that they did, and I'm like, I need more stuff like this from WWE for people that they aren't using, on a frequent basis. That way they're still, getting that character work in. They're still, kind of in the forefront because they're kind of doing it with Mustafa Ali right now. I don't know if you saw his little video that he made.
Yeah, I went and checked it out because they mentioned it on the show.
So it was like, I like that they're using social media now as a way to tell these stories. Because it's just very interesting to me. But yeah, Raw was definitely
that Ricochet fucking Chad Gable match was hot fire.
Yeah.
That was
I just need more of Chad Gable because he is very underrated.
He's been getting a little extra cut up for WrestleMania as well.
Yeah,
like he's got a couple of muscles on top of muscles. Like way to hit it there, Chad. But yeah, some of those moves that they were pulling off, those were that was an exciting match. I think the crowd even recognized it at some point in time and started shouting.
Chad Gable has been putting on some really, really good matches recently.
I bet you he's probably way up there on the list of losses for last year. And like he puts on great matches, but he's putting everybody the fuck over.
Yeah, like it's good. It's just I'm excited to see him just getting more opportunities to show how good of a wrestler he is. But yeah, Monday Night Raw was pretty good. I was trying to find this video because I don't know if you guys remember when I showed you like those weird videos that John Cena was making where he would like stop and then look at the camera. Yeah. There was one, and I thought it was on his TikTok, but I'm gonna try to find it for next week. But there was one where he was like, it was when he was on Monday Night Raw a few weeks ago. And I guess they were on commercial break and there was a camera just looking at him. I was like, please tell me this is a setup. And then like there's a guy in the audience like recording and he looks directly at the camera and I'm just like, yes, they threw it in. So I'm going to try to find it, but I'm just like, I hope this is a thing that continues where it's just random videos of John Cena and he's just like, I like that. I like the cheesiness of it. But, let's see.
I thought his thoughts about his match against Theory were pretty fantastic. He's like, I don't pick who I wrestle. I never have. I just take whoever they give me, and I try to do the absolute best I can with it. It's like, yeah, that's some shit that if a younger generation wants to take something from the older guys, like it's your job. I showed up to work today, and they told me this is who I was wrestling, and I was supposed to. I'm like, cool, fantastic.
Yeah, and then
wrestling great again.
I don't know if you had a chance to play too much of it yet, AD, but 2K23.
Yeah, I played a little bit. I started the showcase. That's pretty good.
I really like that whole showcase mode is all matches that John Cena lost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something different.
Yeah, and I'm just like, who talks about the losses of their career?
Facts.
And I am just like, this is my favorite thing because it's like, this isn't really spoilers, at least I don't think it is. But as he talks about each match, you play as the person fighting John Cena. So instead of like last year, it was just all Rey Mysterio, and then I'm just trying to get to the end. It's just tedious to do all of the challenges. But once you finish that mode, you get Super Cena, which I believe is 100 overall. And it's literally an invisible John Cena, and all you see is his ring gear.
That's awesome.
And I'm just like, I need that skin. Like, I need that John Cena. And now I have to go out and buy me one of those, wrestling action figures from Walmart because you can get like a John Cena model in the game that looks just like the action figure.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
the video of that.
To me, that is dope. That's where we're at with technology, where they literally put an action figure in the game. And I'm like, I've never seen that. That is dope. I need to find. So, I mean, if any of y'all got any old receipts laying around, let me get it. But you can only use it in faction mode. But war games in that game is amazing. It is so much fun. It's just two people.
Walmart these days.
Oh my god! Oh yeah, they did bring those back. I remember I had a Hulk Hogan and a Macho Man one when I was a kid.
WCW ones, I'm guessing. Yep. Yeah, I had the old Warrior and Hogan when I was a kid.
Best $5 I ever spent.
Like, I can't remember exactly when I first started watching. Like, I know the era, but I remember like becoming so involved in it that I would get wrestling magazines and put rip the pages out, put them all up over the room. I had the action figures with I was just deep into it when I was a kid. But yeah, let's go to NXT.
I get to save all my saliva this week. It's good to have you back, AD.
Yeah, I know, man.
But NXT was pretty good. Dragon Lee made his debut. Not in the match yet though, but he's coming. He's going to be wrestling that Stand and Deliver, which I think is the proper place for him to have his first match at Stand and Deliver in the North American Championship. Was it Fatal 5-Way, I believe? Because so far it's Wesley, Ilya Dragunov, JD McDonough, and Dragon Lee. So they haven't announced the fifth person yet.
They're having a battle royal for it, and it's a pre-taped episode. So if you read the spoilers, they already you already know then who the fifth guy is.
Oh no, I haven't looked at it yet. I'm probably just gonna wait till next week, so I'm gonna try to avoid spoilers.
I'll just say I read them, and I'm hyped for who won it.
Okay, all right. So I knew it was gonna be good anyway. And then there's gonna be a triple threat tag match between was it Gallus Bros or Boys or whatever they're called, the Creed brothers and Tony D and I always forget his partner's name or the guy he's running with, Stacks. So that should be a good match because, like I said, Tony D has really impressed me these past 2 years. I'm very high on Pretty Deadly, so I'm kind of glad that they're the host because I hated Pretty Deadly when they first got there, but I like them now. It's because of the New Day. Like once I saw how they worked with the New Day, I was like, okay, it's I know it's a comedy act, but like I can appreciate their comedy a little bit more now. So NXT was pretty good. I don't know what's going on with Roxanne Perez right now. I don't know if what's going on is legitimate or I don't know if it's all story, but they're having a women's title match. Zoe Stark, Tiffany Stratton. I want to say Gigi Dolan.
Yep.
And did they choose a fourth one yet?
I'm just looking at the thing right now. It's Zoe Stark, Gigi, Tiffany Stratton, Lara Vacaria, and
her. So that should be a good match. I just hate that it's while I'm going to be at work, so I'm going to have to watch it. I don't know when I'm going to be able to watch Stand and Deliver, but
isn't that like a few hours before WrestleMania?
It's at 1 p.m.
Okay.
Yep. So I'll probably watch it Monday, like that Monday. But yeah, it should be good. I'm excited for Stand and Deliver. Johnny Gargano versus Grayson Waller. I got a feeling Braun Breaker's going to lose the title, and he's getting called up to either Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown, one of the two. I don't know where he would be a good placement for him.
I was just gonna say, I don't feel like either roster is lacking or needs like a sudden push.
Yeah,
the way they brought Solo in was so seamless. He was part of a faction. He didn't need to necessarily show up and carry his own. He got to just fight
there,
because because of who he knew type thing. So
Yeah.
how do you get Braun to come in like that? Because I don't think he has what it takes to just show up and stand on his own and suddenly start challenging Sheamus or some shit like that. Like
how many Steiner relatives are there? We can basically have a new version of the Bloodline for 2024 for that WrestleMania lead up. Scott will be the head of the table.
Oh boy!
Oh no! No!
Oh, give me a fucking microphone!
Yeah, get your
No.
buttons ready, everybody.
Get them equations. You better get ready to do some math, because it's not going to be pretty.
I mean, his math is almost as bad as John Madden's. I believe Madden's line is 80% of the game is half mental. Like, wait a second.
Speaking of which,
carry the remainder. I don't. Yeah, okay. Sorry. Speaking of what now?
Yeah.
Oh, big Saints fan over here.
nope.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
Williams.
Just Jamal.
But I did hear though, I did hear that the Lions actually gave him a pretty good offer. I don't know how true, because I don't really follow football like that, so I don't know.
I heard the exact opposite.
Well, because they were saying he's getting $8 million less than he did with the Lions. So I guess the Lions had offered him a better deal, but his agent didn't take. I don't know. Like I didn't.
At the same time, no offense, but take less money or more money and stay in Detroit. Take less money and go to New Orleans.
I don't know, man. Detroit's favored in the North this year.
And Detroit has Motown. Like what
Bourbon Street.
That's Motown. Yeah, that's all you need to know.
I don't know, man. That one's up there.
People come from across the world just to go see Motown.
It's like Jimmy Garoppolo with the Raiders now. He's like a mile walk from the Hustler Club, and he's basically getting the VIP treatment already. He hasn't even.
Yeah. We have Motown, okay? And it's not just because I work there, all right?
Yeah, okay. Pushing it like it stands up some things that I don't know, but all right.
Get ready. AEW. I did not watch AEW at all last week just because I was busy during both times. And the other one, I wasn't staying late to watch that one, so I just didn't watch it. But I was at the show last Wednesday. But I watched it this week. Pretty good.
So did you say you haven't watched Dynamite from last week?
Nope, not yet.
Dude, that fucking opening promo is one of the better promos I've seen on
yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I have it saved
at the same time.
I DVR'd it.
Each of them giving a little shtick. Yeah, it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I thought that was very, very entertaining last week.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check it out. But I just between video games and work and other stuff, I just and catching up on some TV shows, I just forgot to watch it. But I'm gonna probably watch some of it this weekend. Catch up on some wrestling stuff that I missed while I'm in Grand Rapids for the one wrestling show.
Nice.
I'll be at, which, by the way, breaking news.
What's the wrestling show?
Warrior Wrestling. It is. They're going to be showing it free, so the whole pay-per-view is going to be free on YouTube. So I'll probably from the event post a link to it, if that's okay. Post a link in the group chat just in case people want to watch it. Now I will say, if you want to watch a Vikingo match, watch the AEW or previous. I would say probably watch previous Warrior Wrestling events because he does more stuff in those. But I read that it's going to be commentary only for this Sunday, probably because it's on YouTube. And they don't want to, I guess, give that away for free. I'm not 100% sure. I could be totally wrong in that assumption. But just in case people wanted to check it out, see some of the matches that are going to be there, it's going to be free on YouTube this weekend. But
what's the promotion again?
Warrior Wrestling.
Oh.
I know you won't be excited until Kevin Owens shows up.
I mean, I don't care, man. Whatever. I'm pretty aloof about the whole thing. Like, whatever.
Yeah. But AEW, I really do like this whole QTV thing. That's supposed to be TMZ. Like, I like that. It's cheesy. Kind of gives them a little bit more to do. And it's a nice way to tell Hobbs' story. Because, I mean, he's good on the mic.
That's that build up that you're always looking for. Like,
yeah, and it's done in a creative way where it's not just outright. Here's the build up. It's just like it's a fun little, parody, and I'm like, I love me some parody. So, I dig it. I am here for it. I still don't really care for the whole outsiders gimmick.
What are they called again?
The outsiders.
It's not what they're called.
The Outcast.
Okay,
The Outcast.
like it's something real fucking close, but I'm pretty sure they couldn't.
It reminds me of the social outcast.
They need to get out of that storyline because at least my girl Willow Nightingale's getting some TV time, so I'll allow it as long as I get to see my girl Willow. That's all I care about.
Where else does she wrestle at?
What'd you
Ring
say,
of
Jay?
Honor. Haha.
Where else?
She hasn't wrestled at the other one. Ha.
Oh, she hasn't. Oh shit.
Nope.
I didn't know. Okay.
Not to my
Guys in
knowledge.
the truck, hold your finger. Don't press the button.
But Sky Blue has.
Where she wrestle? Where?
Warrior Wrestling.
Yeah. I got
but yeah, so AEW was definitely pretty solid tonight. I definitely did enjoy the majority of the matches. Stokely Hathaway.
What did he say tonight?
Nothing. He was in a match with Hook tonight. It was a hardcore match or a no DQ match.
He was dropping Tupac lyrics in the middle of the match.
Yeah. And then he tried to get out of the fight by saying he wasn't medically cleared and that he retired. And he asked Justin Roberts for his doctor's note. He's like, dude, that's a Wingstop receipt. I was like, oh, I love it. But it was he took some nice bumps. He definitely took some nice bumps tonight.
Those shitty chair shots he took near the end of the match where you could
right.
tell
I was like, you could, because me when I become like, and I say when because I'm speaking it into existence. And if I say it on stuff like this, I have to hold myself accountable because people are going to be like, well, you said it on Facebook and you said it on TikTok and you said it on your podcast. And when I become a manager, give me all the chair shots, to the like body back. Give me headshot. We'll work on that. But like, I want to take all the don't pretend to hit me. Like I want the whole experience. So that's going to be the type of person. Like if I take a bump, I'm taking a bump. Like I'm not going to oversell it. Like I'm not going to be a Shawn Michaels, but or a Ricochet.
Well,
but I'm gonna sell it.
School, right?
You said what?
You said you're going to Truth Martini school, right?
Yeah, House of Truth. That's the hope.
I know he used to bump like a crazy person, even when he started to tone it down a bit. He took ones that mattered.
Yep. So that's that. Because if I'm doing it, like I like to go all in when I'm acting. Per se, like that's just me. Like I like to give it 110% because if I'm giving it 110, that means I'm having fun doing what I'm doing. So that's
I'm more of like a 62% kind of guy. Like really just
maybe
just man.
like I give you like a 65.
D is for degree,
Right? I got my fair share of those. Anywho, but yeah, AEW was pretty solid. I'm trying to think of
one highlight for this week's AEW, something I never thought I would ever say. Mox didn't bleed today.
He didn't.
Wow.
We
did not bleed.
There's
He-
one of those touch mocks on the Facebook thing. As you touch him, like, oh, you made him bleed again.
like it was just one of those.
That's the worst.
Why? No, it's a house show. You don't need to bleed at the house show. Like, I'm okay with it, but you don't need to do it.
At this point, he doesn't even have to cut himself. He's just got this one good scab on his forehead that he just pulls off.
Reopens every time.
Right? It just pops right open. But yeah, let me see if I can find these.
There's a little piece of skull cap
videos.
over it. That's all he's got to do is just peel that off.
Renee's at home, honey. Your cork fell out.
No. You're dripping into the spaghetti again. You're dripping on our daughter again. Come on.
I just washed everything.
Right, here we go. We got another one. You ready?
Nope.
So I just realized your shirt, man. I like that. The Pokemons. I like that. Sorry, I got distracted.
Oh
by
yeah,
this
yeah.
pic. I saw Charizard and I was like, "That's dope. That is dope. I'm gonna need me one." But
That's a GameStop.
never mind, because they don't go up to my size. But SmackDown was pretty good. We got this moment right here.
Like a proud father.
Well, you always are going to get me to go watch Babe.
That'll do, pig. But it was pretty solid. Just the bloodline stuff is so masterful. Like,
what was the word?
Masterful. Yeah, it's
I mean,
just
the whole storyline. Everybody's been acting their ass off.
yes, and it's like, and then to Kevin Owens, the KO element, and now the Cody Rhodes element, like, because in a way, that still fits perfectly into the bloodline because it's one bloodline versus the other, and it still fits so perfectly. And I know a lot of people were worried of how are they going to make us excited for Roman versus Cody when everybody wanted Sammy. And I was just like, I'm going to trust the process. I'm going to wait and see what they do. And they have done it perfectly to build the hype, in my opinion, to build the hype for the Cody Rhodes Roman Reigns match. Like, I am 100% invested in this match. And like, I knew it was going to happen, but just the way that they did it, it just fits so perfectly. What do y'all think on that?
I still think that I don't necessarily care about the Cody Rhodes Roman Reigns match. Like the whole crumbling of the bloodline story is pretty fantastic. I mean, like, that's one of the reasons I tune in at this point in time. But I still don't think I care. Like, I mean, I do. If Cody isn't the one to take him out and end his reign at WrestleMania, like, I won't fucking care. Like, it's not going to hurt as bad as when Kevin lost. You know what I mean? I mean, just see, you're still on the trigger there. Come on now.
I just don't know if Cody doesn't do it. I really don't know who they're going to have do it. Because I also believe it's time for Roman to not be champion anymore.
A returning Bill Goldberg.
Now we're finally there. We weren't there.
This guy gets it.
Well, only because the story was so good, but like, I feel like we're coming to the conclusion of the story, and I really don't know how they're going to top this storyline in the future. But I think now it's time, because it also just never really felt right with anybody else. Just who they put them up against. It's like, then what? And I think with Cody, it's just that perfect. I'm gonna say like Brandon Fraser moment, where it's just like that perfect comeback to, you had to leave for whatever reason, and then you come back strong and then get the gold. And I just really want to see a fighting champion now. Like I'm done with the whole one person wrestling every so often.
Once a month at the pay-per-view or whatever the fuck, premium live event, PLE.
Because it is the John Cena definitely became The Rock and Roman definitely became Brock. Like that's what happened. Like it's history repeating itself. But
he defends it way more than Brock did.
He does. I'll still give him that. He does, but it's still just at the point where I'm just like, okay, nobody's going to take the GOAT status from Roman in this capacity anytime soon. So let's just move it along. Let's try to create some storylines with other people and see what happens. We need some more tag stuff because the tag division is phenomenal right now. So many good tag teams in WWE right now.
Shit,
And
I'd say in both of them, in all reality. I think the tag division is the strength of AEW at this fucking point, 100%.
Yep, both of them. Like it's so good. And with the Creed brothers going to be coming up within a year, well, I'm going to predict within a year because they're really good. Gallus brothers are probably going to come up at some point. Pretty Deadly at some point. So like there's also just a lot of tag teams in the wings, standing on deck to come up to the main roster. But I think we're at a good spot where we can have other, people as champions and it still be as good. Because no one will ever it's going to be a while before somebody breaks the Usos streak, and it's definitely going to be a while before somebody breaks Roman's streak. Like that's not going to happen for a while.
Whether on tag team or any of the other belts, about at this point going into WrestleMania, should they keep the show separate and have two different heavyweight, two different secondary, two different tags? Like, do you think or should they? Is it solidify and have everybody on all the shows like they've been doing for the last few months? I mean, I feel like Charlotte and Rhea fighting is like, if Rhea wins that, like, she's going to be on both shows because Judgment Day runs Monday nights, and she's going to be holding the blue belt. Like, I don't know. What do you think?
Both people on Raw are from Raw, Asuka and Bailey. I mean, Bianca. So it's not like they can swap the titles. So I really don't see Rhea winning. At WrestleMania, I could be wrong. But
so they have set rosters right now.
I mean, yeah, I think
it seems like everybody shows up on Raw.
They do, but I think right now it's just because it's WrestleMania season.
No way.
It's like
for months.
But it's also Triple H though. But it's just I think it's more frequent now because of WrestleMania season. But like. Before, like Cody wasn't really showing up on SmackDown like that. Granted, he's been gone, but when he was there, he wasn't really showing up on SmackDown. And like Ricochet just came over to Raw for like the first time in I don't know how long. So I think certain people, just because of who was there, like of course Dom will show up on SmackDown because Ray is there, so that makes sense. But
they've all made good sense. I mean, I'm not trying to say that they've been bad, but that's where I led the idea to like, should it be two belts?
I think they can still do two belts.
Should all of them be two belts?
I think
all in the IC in the US as equals, obviously.
Yeah, but I think they could get more out of having the belt separate. Because I feel like it's really limited right now and what they can do. Like, the bloodline has to be there for anything to happen with the belts. And I feel like even if they separate it for a little while, it just gives them breathing room to, like, try to do more stories or just try to do more. But who knows? Triple H already has the next year planned. So... I'm about to start calling him Kevin Feige because he thinking years in advance. So there's no way to know how they're going to do things right now. But they did make the Hall of Fame announcement this week.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the most fitting celebrity. Can we put him in and then take the Cheeto Man out?
Cheeto Man.
Who's a Cheeto
Oh,
man?
Trump.
Yeah, Cheeto Man.
Can we get Cyndi Lauper in there as well?
Is
Right?
Cyndi Lauper not in there?
Nope,
The
she doesn't
fuck
want
out
to
of
be.
here.
But Drew Carey is.
Oh, she doesn't want to be.
Apparently not, for whatever reason.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I bet you I got an idea why,
But Andy Kaufman. Somebody said this must be a joke. Like, why is he like? Do you not know
They just
what the feud that he had with Jerry Lawler?
He's been faking his death for 40 years now. He's finally coming out of the shadow.
Oh my god!
you can't tell the story of kayfabe without bringing up Andy Kaufman's name.
Right.
Like, period. That was the
Getting slapped
greatest.
on TV.
That's the greatest kayfabe job of anybody like in fucking history. He had whole states that wanted to murder him. It's amazing.
Like, and I know they won't do it, but I would laugh if like Jim Carrey reprised his role and came out.
That's good.
I'd have been like, okay.
I don't know, man. He went a little nuts.
Hey,
the last
WrestleMania
time
goes
he played
Hollywood
that.
again.
Jim
Yeah.
Carrey, Jerry
went
King
real
Lawler would
nuts.
be okay with it.
He did go nuts last time, but I think if it's like a one-off, he might be fine. But who knows?
Might
We'll
not
see.
be.
We're gonna hear Man on the Moon at least once during that induction, aren't we?
Probably.
Man, the wrestling needs more REM, man. That's all I'm saying.
Now, I do want to ask about this. What do y'all think of the logo?
That's pretty cool.
G.I. Joe.
And I just realized those are the Lions colors.
Yeah, no shit. Isn't it at Ford Field?
Yeah, I didn't really look at the colors. I just looked at like the logo and the flag.
Detroit Lions meets Transformers meets Miami Heat, like meets wrestling.
Maybe it's just me,
SummerSlam
but
and Detroit.
if it didn't have the, I mean, I understand why they did it, but for me personally, I think it would have looked a little bit more badass and like old school without like the flames. Instead, it kind of gives me what was that old pay per view from a few years ago? Great Balls of Fire.
Great Balls of Fire.
Yep.
What about the motorcycle rally one in Sturgis?
Hog Wild.
Hog
yeah.
Wild.
Ugh.
Wild Hogs? Nope, sorry, that's different. That's my bad.
Be like, hey, let's have a 40-minute Chris Benoit and Dean Malenko match, and all these bikers will surely be into it, right?
Yeah, they'll get the technicalities of it.
No.
That's like that'd be like having Elton John at a Harley reunion.
Oh man, that happened in our town. Like the 100th.
I found it, yo.
It's a secret. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be a reformed Led Zeppelin, even though they sounded like shit in the 80s? Nope.
Guys, I actually got to bounce. I can't. Next week I'll be on for the big WrestleMania show, though.
All right.
Hold up, gentlemen.
And then there
All
were
right,
3.
but I found it, guys. I found it. Here we go. I found it by accident, but I found it. This is the one I was talking about. Because I'm just like, I hope he does it. Boom. Just like, why? What is the point of this? I don't know why, but I enjoy it. It's a little cheesy.
Check out my new hold on. Check out my new avatar.
I saw it as soon as you cut away. I saw that.
I'm glad I
like
found that.
I like that.
Yeah, you said you got to do all the objectives to get him. You can't just beat the matches. You got to do all the objectives.
Yep, that's why it's taking so long, because it's like they're tedious too. So it's like each match.
I did the RVD
about,
one. I barely did any of the objectives, and then Kurt Angle.
You have to do all the objectives.
All this for just an invisible wrestling pair of jorts.
Yep.
Pretty much.
But yeah, I'm about to bring back a segment real quick. Here we go. I should have did. So there were a few different wrestling TikToks that I found over the week. Let me see. Where is the one that I was just looking? Because this guy did some sort of crazy move, and I was just impressed by this. It's from was it CMLL? I think CML, whatever it is.
So
You'll see it.
one of the two big name
Sounds
lucha
familiar.
companies.
Yeah,
That or AAA is probably.
it's CMLL. It's from their official page.
Okay.
So like, check this out.
Okay.
Like, what?
So it's like he basically did the Shawn Michaels head bump along with the setup to the lethal injection. Got it.
Yeah, it was just like with no hands. And then there was one that I hope that I favorited it because it was crazy to see. Yep, here it is. Yep. I don't think I sent this one to you guys. I don't remember. But here it is. There's this one. Come on. Here we go.
Oh, damn.
Right? Just so you know.
That could have ended really bad if he didn't catch him the right way.
Yeah.
So just so you know, AD, it says Warriors of Wrestling. It's not the same promotion.
Oh yeah.
It's not the same.
That's why the guys in the truck they didn't roll it.
Yeah, because it's not the same promotion.
Their
And then
version goes
there's
ding 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 ding. Our version is ding 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 ding. It's that little less big difference.
right, and then there's this one. Like, this is going to piss so many conservatives off. I just know it is, because I'm on the wrong thing. Here we go. This is from I need to go on the Chris Jericho cruise. Like, I need to.
4, 3, 2, 1. Center me, Jesus!
Like, it's just, I need to go on a Chris Jericho cruise because
That's awesome.
though they just look like so much fun. So I need to figure out how to do that, and that's gonna happen.
How long is the Chris Jericho cruise? Is it like a week or is it a weekend? Because I used to always look it up and it was like one of those things like, yeah, I kind of want to do it, but at least if
I'm not sure.
If I went on that, I'm stuck on a boat with all of them. Whereas if I went to something like a gathering, yeah, I can actually leave at any time.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. So they're doing it. Okay, so I'm probably gonna save up for this because it's next year, January 20th. Let me do this real quick. Just
Okay, so
in case anybody is interested. So this is next year.
I think it's January 20th to 24th on the top there before you scrolled it.
Yeah.
26th to 30th. Okay, so 4 days.
So, yeah,
Miami,
I'm gonna
California.
definitely try to join the wait list if I can. 'Cause if I do this, we'll see. Let's check the prices.
Well, that helps.
I guess I'm not going. Just give me okay. 2 guests. So this is going to be a bucket list thing. So I'll join the waiting list at some point.
I was actually looking up cruise prices a few days ago, and there were less options than there were on the Jericho cruise. Like for room types, like 4,
Yeah.
and then you look at that, and there's like 12 of them.
So one of these years, I'm going on the Jericho cruise. But yeah, so guys, let's get down to our
Wait, there we go.
moment of the week.
I'm gonna need more bottles of water and more Vaseline every time we start adding more of those graphics because my lips are gonna be dry at the end of every one.
I'm going to have a lot of them. What's your guys'
I'll go
moments
first.
of the week?
I'll get it out the way because I haven't watched
All right.
anything this week. So my moment of the week was the That was my moment of the week. I haven't seen anything this week, so
Yeah, you've been
that
pretty
out the
busy,
way.
so it's okay. But what about you on the internet? So it must be true.
It must be true.
What's your moment of the week?
I guarantee if Finky was here, he'd probably have the same one because it involves his boy. But the reuniting of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, at least until one of them turns on the other within a month or two, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, we already know what my moment of the week next week is going to be. So, but this week,
Load up the graphic.
save it for next week because that. But this week, honestly, it is the My Rise mode from 2K23. That this year's My Rise story mode, I have to do the women's, but I did the men's. Where you play, they give you a gimmick called the Lock, and the self-awareness of where WWE is, especially with the fans, is spot on because one of the first cutscenes you see like after he has the match where he debuts, because it's an indie wrestler brought up to the WWE, and he debuts on Monday Night Raw and wins the title from Sammy, but they changed his whole gimmick to this person called the Lock, because he's going to be a lock to be, a top player in WWE. And so after the match, he goes back, is like because Shawn Michaels is like the Triple H in that universe, where he's like where he's VP of Talent Relations, which I think isn't that what he is right now? I can't remember.
It's something really long and elaborate like that, but it sounds right.
But yeah, he's like, yeah, you took me from the Indies, you changed my name, you changed the way I look. And I'm like, this is everything that they're saying is what people have been saying they don't like about WWE for the longest. And then they're here in the video game, they're poking fun at the fact that that's what they do. And I'm just like, yes.
It's the video game storyline equivalent of that Triple H, me and my friend Mark promo.
Yeah, like it is just spot on with the self-awareness of, yeah, we realize what we're doing, and so let's just poke some fun at it. Because that was, of course, the old era of WWE. That was the Vince era. So they're essentially making fun of the Vince McMahon era. And so if you have a chance to either watch somebody play it or play it yourself, I highly recommend checking out the story mode, because you get to play like two different storylines and try two different things within the male storyline alone, because I haven't done the women's storyline yet, where you're a legacy. And so you're, I think, like the niece of like a WWE wrestler or something.
Well, now I want Vince to come back just to see how he can fuck with next year's 2K.
Like 2K got really good, so maybe just 2K23 as a whole is just, it's all around just, it's a good game. Like they really came a long way from 20. And there's a couple other things like in the story mode they mention, because you get fired, you go do mocap for the 2K games, and they're like, come on, this is just as bad as the 2020 version. And I was like, they're getting on themselves. And then they there's a character that you wrestle in the story mode called El Original or something like that.
Okay.
But it's an Easter egg to El Generico. So it's like Sami Zayn in a luchador outfit. And it's Sammy because of the beard, but it's a reference to El Generico, and I'm like, yes, give me all of this. So yeah, keep it up, 2K, because this year's game, and I haven't even tried out everything, but it's good. I don't know how we gonna do it, AD, but we gotta throw these hands at least one time.
Not like they have any competition, since God knows when the AEW video game is gonna come out, whenever that is.
Right. But yeah, that's but if I had to choose like a regular one, TKO.
Mhm.
That was
Proud father, Cody Rhodes.
yeah, yep. The trifecta right there. That was and then the promo on Monday with Cody Rhodes and Roman, yeah.
Mhm.
Very, very solid. So
Making
before we
references
end this,
as well.
anything that anybody wanted to touch on that's coming up, what they're excited for, I guess, for the next, like, what are you excited for WrestleMania? Just like, you think there's going to be any surprise returns, any surprise call-ups from NXT? Like, you think anything? Because I'm hearing two names may either make a return on the Raw after, with Matt Cardona, possibly. Don't know how true that is, but
Girls
also
on it, so it makes sense.
Indy Hartwell being called up and joining Damage Control, because Bailey sent out a tweet, and you know when stuff happens and it don't happen by accident. Bailey sent out a tweet, "Come to LA and train with me." So is that like her invitation? Come join, Damage Control.
Mhm.
So who knows? We'll see. So I think it'll be interesting to see, because we are not going to have any Cody level returns this year. That's definitely not happening. But I do think we're going to get some surprises. I don't know what, but I think we're going to be in for some pretty solid surprises and matches at WrestleMania. But we'll talk more about that next week. Anything else you guys want to touch on tonight before we call it an evening?
Just hopefully they add more names to the Hall of Fame, because they only got like what 2 or 3 announced right now. But I heard Stacy Keibler is going to be potentially one, and then there's a rumor going around that it's going to be a referee of some sort. So it's either got to be Hebner or with Muda going in, maybe Red Shoes.
Yeah, who knows?
Any other well-known referees that could go in? Nick Patrick.
And I wonder if they're going to do a Warrior Award this year. Because somebody I saw on Twitter that says somebody I think it'll be a couple years down the road if this happens, but I definitely can see it happening. But Wallflower Perry, or Victor Perry, the guy who runs the wrestling club, I can totally see him getting, put into the Hall of Fame for, running that. Because I guarantee you, some of those kids, they're going to make a career out of being a wrestler. And it's all going to start because of him. So I can definitely see that happening. Yeah, I don't really know who else they will put in this year, because they're not doing a tag team, I heard.
It doesn't sound like Batista or The Rock are going to go into, which probably would have been announced way ahead of time.
And also Batista I think he's in South Africa right now, filming a movie.
Isn't the Hall of Fame didn't they say it was like a 2-hour event, like on Friday? So
yeah, it's going to be after SmackDown, I believe.
Unless those are going to be some really, really long, like Hillbilly Jim-esque speeches, I don't know what they're going to do with it.
No, and they said it's going to be a little shorter this year as well. But yeah, I think it's going to happen after SmackDown, but on Peacock.
All right.
So yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But everybody, this has been episode 38 of Four Dudes in Wrestling. Next week we're going to be talking about all of our WrestleMania promotion predictions, matchups, all of that fun stuff. So be sure to check us out next week. This is Four Dudes out.